there, YouTube? I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and get my honest thoughts on how that project is being ran. Today, I'm excited to be checking out the second, that's wrong. The second most popular project on all the games, that is Weirdwood Manor, a 1 to 5 player cooperative adventure of strategy and time battling evil monsters and minions within an ever ... I'm going to guess changing. So I think the big shtick here is that it's a board and it's circular. And I think the arrow is trying to convey me that it's going to move or something like that. I would zoom in a little bit on this. The fun in 17 minutes, completely useless. Like, artwork's, like, I don't know. I just feel like if the board is the big gimmick here with a moving board or circular board or something, I wish we zoomed in a little bit more on it, because right now I feel like we're focusing on too many things and not spotting like what clearly is supposed to be the coolest aspect of the game. That being said, it says 1 to 5 players cooperative adventure. I do like that. I'd love to know the time length as well. Maybe what kind of cooperative game it is. But it's already made $116,000. This thing is going to exist. And yeah, so what is it? Like tiles go in there or something? You move around? Okay. As always, when you go in the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go. 2 minutes.
For centuries, Weirdwood Manor has stood at the nexus of our real world and the magical Fae realm. Ruled over by the enigmatic Lady Weirdwood, it is a place of magic, mystery, and wonder.
Theme.
The stalwart wardens oversee the balance between worlds, keeping the forces of darkness in check. But when an evil like never before breaks through, you and your valiant warden companions must defend Weirdwood Manor at all costs.
There we go. First 30 seconds, fluff. There we go. So it's modular.
Time is of the essence.
Ooh.
For in Weirdwood
Slow
Manor,
down.
the actions you take.
Slow the hell down. You showed me 30 seconds of gobbledygook. I want to see that player board. Look at this player board. You got inlaid board, cubes moving across it. Looks like you got 3 spots for dice. Lots of asymmetry here. I want to see this. That looks like fun.
Of the essence. For in
the story, whatever. But this, that looks good.
Weirdwood Manor, the actions you take advance time, constantly changing the paths between rooms and
oh, I like the shot of the acrylics. I like how this is moving. It looks good. So and I feel like this is a really good zoom in shot here, showing me, you know, I saw something was moving. It's going to be the stairs or the walkways. That's cool. I feel like we're going a bit too fast here on the good stuff.
Time is of the essence. For in
Slow it down.
Manor, the actions you take advance time, constantly changing the paths between rooms and
oh, so it looks like each one of them is going to have their own little separate area, almost like a worker placement style-esque game.
Using up precious hours and days you can't afford to lose. You must defeat the Fae Monster before time runs out, or before they...
Ooh, so this is the bad guy board. That looks cool. Like it. Looks good. I want to play that.
They succeed in their goal. But it won't be easy, with scarabs blocking your path, infesting and blighting rooms. Move throughout the ever-shifting manor as you hunt down your foes and access unique room actions, like gaining resources, XP and health, reversing time, or portaling to other rooms. Recruit companions and use their abilities. Use your personal powers to help yourself and other players. Grow in strength as you gain and spend XP, and forge battle dice to increase your power.
Yeah, so now we're getting more of a good close-up focus on this. Good. I was worried we weren't going to get it, because, yeah, that sounds exciting. Use your XP, level it up, play how you want to play your character. That's all stuff I love to hear.
Engage scarabs and the Fae Monster in combat, adapting your tactics to suit their unique gameplay and challenges.
Different monsters. Very nice. A lot of games do that. It gives me a little bit of an Aeon's End vibe there, where each game it's like, oh, it's going to be very different because we're playing a different monster. I like that.
As you work together, you'll coordinate your actions.
I really like that graphic design there. That just looks, that's nice. That's nice. I like, that looks good.
You'll coordinate your actions and manage your time towards ultimate victory. As you endeavor to protect Weirdwood Manor.
Do I want it? Yeah, man. That's a nice shot there. I like that shot. Showcasing me all the different stuff of the game. Looks like we're going to have 3 monsters here. Okay. After the video, do I want it? Yeah, I do. Can you do it? Don't know. How much is it? Don't know. Don't know if there's a deluxe pledge level I'm supposed to want either. We'll find out. Graveyard Games is exciting new board game publishing company based on the west coast of Canada. Our first board game in development is called Weirdwood Manor, inspired by our hit iOS game of the same name. Oh, Steph! She does, if that's the same Steph, she does board game videos. So let's see. Weirdwood Manor. Let's check this out. Weirdwood Manor, iOS. Okay. So what do we got? Weirdwood Manor on the App Store. Cool. Get back to that. So, pre-existing intellectual property. Enter the magical world of Weirdwood Manor, where the mysterious and dangerous realms of the Fae intersect with the everyday world. So, 1 to 5 players, 90 to 120. Yeah, I would mention that right from the marquee there too. That tells me this is going to be a medium weight cooperative game, nice and meaty and hefty and working together. I like that. In addition, solo gamers delight potentially right here. So, good looking stuff. A different take on cooperate. Experience a great co-op experience that still allows for individual choice and progression. Yeah, the leveling up thing. I do like that a lot. And so I love the fact that's one of the first things we're spotting here. High variability and replayability. Great. Unique theme and mechanics. Battle against one of 3 different monsters, each of whom have their own AI-driven deck of cards. Great. Growing challenge. Keep yourself... I'm enthralled by the characters, the world, all of it. Yeah. Fae Monster grows in difficulty and complexity. There's even more of a family-friendly mode that makes gameplay and winning a bit easier. Great. So bump it up, bump it down like that. So this is technically another video game to board game. Yes, but I don't think this is massively popular. Like, we have 341 ratings. Not to say that's not a great number, but I'm just saying, you know, it's not like this is a huge intellectual property, it doesn't seem like. But yeah, I guess it is. Why back now? Exclusive Kickstarter content. Every pledge on Kickstarter will include the mini quest expansion, not offered at retail. Kickstarter stretch goals, best pricing, special acknowledgement in the rule booklet. Man vs. People said Weirdwood Manor does a lot more than most co-ops. The card play, action selection, and resource management should give Eurofans more crunch than they might expect. Now that's how you quote right there. Not up there. On the top one, it's like, oh, it's nice, it's fun, I love it. Like this. Ugh. It's a crunchy game, mixing all those mechanisms, working them together. I like it. It's a really interesting, intense co-op, and definitely stands out in the world of co-ops. Great. That makes me want to play that. That quote gets me more excited. Like, ooh, is this going next to Orleans and some other games that I have where it's like crunchy co-ops? I love that. It's good stuff. So now we got, okay, so we're getting into the weeds of the rules. This is all great stuff to have. I'd love to have the price first. You know, let's just get it out of the way. This is absolutely a challenging co-op game, and it's something you're going to get a lot of plays out of. You're not going to win every time, that's for sure, but you're going to have a good time trying. So it's fun and hard. Okay, full playthrough. Fantastic. Hey. That's what I want. Wait, that's 30 minutes. Is this a playthrough? So this one's a playthrough. There we go. 1 hour, 54 minutes. So we do have a full gameplay here. If you would like to check that out, excellent. Download the rule booklet. Awesome. Tabletop simulator. Great. This is all great stuff to have. Checking all the boxes that I feel like you need to check. I couldn't preview the file. Well, I'm not going to do it, but you could. You can take a look at that. So that's there. It's good. It's for you. A co-op with teeth. What is this? This is a preview. Don't care. Preview. Hello. Don't care. Final thoughts. Preview. Okay. Pretty much I'm just seeing, is there a how-to play video? That'd be spectacular. Not necessary, but it'd be nice. But there's tons of previews and gameplays, so you can see for yourself along with the rulebook. So they have everything you need there to make an informed decision on whether or not it's going to be for you. Ooh, try solo. Great. Even a solo one. Oh, that is a how to play.
Or you have different...
Let's see. I don't know how in-depth it is, but nice. Tons of videos there. Good video dump. I don't feel like it should be above the price, though. There's so many layers of thoughts, and I know, once again, I say it every day, you could go over here and you can get the price, but if you're an iOS or mobile, which is a huge chunk of people that are going to look at this Kickstarter project, they have to make an extra click. So just, here we go. Put the pledges, bump it up higher. So $60, that's a fantastic price. I feel like we definitely beat around the bush way too long for that price. That's a great price. I was expecting you to hit me with something a lot harder than that. And just based on the knowledge that you've told me, I say, yeah, this feels like a $60 MSRP style game. I don't even know generally the size of the box. It might just be a Ticket to Ride size box. It's totally fine with me, but I feel good. I'm in. 1 to 5 player game, crunchy, medium weight, cooperative game. I'm in. Quest also includes the Quest mini expansion, all unlocked stretch goals, cool. Then we have the deluxe edition. This is where you're going to have the deluxe components and those fancy acrylics that you showed me. I wonder what they do to limit or eliminate the quarterbacking / alpha gamer problem. Yeah, that's a good point. I would be curious about that as well, because I play with some people who are definite alpha gamers, and they would absolutely be like, "Oh, you should do that upgrade instead of the other upgrade. You should level this up instead of that one up, because then I can sync with this over that." It's like, I can see that, But then again, I don't know. I just intentionally do the opposite of what they say, so they stop doing it. So $25 extra gets you acrylics and fancy wooden bits. Okay. The deluxe edition contains certain components in the standard edition listed further down in the what's in the box section. Why not just list it here? I mean, this is the shopping area. Like, why are you going to make me go even further? That's a little bit annoying, but it's fine. $25 extra for acrylics for that. That's not too bad. $85 for deluxeified version of the game. Sounds fine. $85 early bird pledge. What is this? We're going to offer something a little special to people who have been following us passionately. And don't fret to become late. So this is going to get your name on the back of the something or other. On the back of the game board. Cool. Neat. Family pledge. Get a free copy of our forthcoming Weirdwood Manor app. What app is this? We invented the world of Weirdwood Manor back in 2015 and published an award-winning app, the world aimed at kids and young and adult hearts. We call it a living novel, a mix of fantastic story, stuff, things. So get a free copy of our forthcoming Weirdwood Manor app. It includes everything in the deluxe edition. So this is the deluxe edition plus an app, and it's the same price, right? Okay, so it's a no-brainer that you would take that over this because you get a free app. Cool. This one's limited to 200. Okay, probably, I don't know if they're gone. Reader's pledge. Limited 200. They have a lot of $85 pledges. That's weird. This early bird bonus is just getting your name in the box on the board. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's fine. I think it's a good idea. I really do, because that's going to get people more likely to give you $85 and say, yeah, maybe I'll sit on the fence about this one. But it's so weird that we have 4 $85 levels. It's odd. With Dazzling Wit enough spooky adventure for this. This is a book. You get books too, so you get ebooks. Then we have the retail edition. Okay, let's check out these pledge levels. I'm excited to see where they break even at. So 107, sitting on the fence. They even named it the fence. MSRP $91, so nobody wants the basic version. Everybody wants the deluxe. 396, so that's still 4-1. That's good. Because then you also have to factor in that this is kind of the deluxe version here, so it's 164. So we're looking at 500 to 1 about, and then this one's completely sold out. So once again, I think that's a good idea. I really do, because look at it from their perspective. Yeah, it's going to cost extra to print on the back of the board, most likely, but how much extra money are they going to make in the long run because they got this big initial bump of 500 people who said, yeah, I want this game, and I'm going to back it right now so that way I can have my name on the back of the board, because that's cool. It's cool. It is just objectively cool. And the newer you are to the hobby, I think the cooler that is. You know, once you back a whole bunch of, like, I got a buddy of mine who backs a whole bunch of Kickstarters, and he loves to do, like, the custom stuff. And it gets to a certain point where it's like, he's got a whole shelf where he's in the game in some way, shape, or form. And I think it just loses its novelty a little bit, but I still think it's a great idea. I do like when the $1 pledge says right on it that it will allow access to Pledge Manager. Yeah, 100%. Don't make people ask. I agree. And so then we have the family pledge. That one is gone as well. So yeah, they did a great job here. Nobody's getting the original base game pretty much. Everybody's getting the deluxe version. And that's really interesting to me. So the more I think about this, the more I kind of like the idea. Because it's not just like, hey, there's one $85 deluxe edition. It's the deluxe edition with the app, or it's the deluxe edition with the book, or if you're lucky enough, it's the deluxe edition with your name on the back of the box, giving me a little bit more variety. I don't think I've really ever seen that before, and I kind of like it. It's growing on me. The more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of nice. And as a consumer, you know, saying, hey, there's 3 deluxe editions. Would I rather have an ebook? Would I rather have an app? Or like, I kind of dig that. I think that's a really cool idea. Half-point grade bump up. I think players who are interesting tactical choices are going to love this. All 3 of the bosses do very different stuff. There are really some pretty neat mechanics going on here. I'd even put it above Aeon's End for boss variety. Woo! Someone else had the same game in mind that I did. Yeah, I like that quote. So, standard edition. So, this is the stuff. 7 pounds of gaming. I do like spotlighting that. Maybe even do it a little bit higher, but that's great. That also gets me mentally prepared for the shipping. The shipping's going to be higher. It's 7 pounds of gaming. As you put quite eloquently yourself. I like it. Bailey Breyer, 4 fuzzy ears, smart attitude. So these are the different asymmetrical characters. I might like to zoom in a little bit more on the board. But nice. So we all have different asymmetrical characters, stuff, things. What am I looking at? I just want the shipping at this point. I feel like I'm pretty good. And here's the thing. Can you do it? They've never done a game before, but the bottom line is they're doing everything. Everything here looks so professional and well done that I'm not particularly worried about it, especially based on the fact that they've raised, what, like way over their funding goal, $116,000. So yes, this game will come out. I'm not worried about it. Why not all three? Opportunity missed if they didn't offer the other things in an add-on section. Yeah. Makes sense. That is kind of surprising they don't just have it as an add-on. I really like this time aspect, how the board works, how the corridor turns. It does become the pressure cooker as time evolves and the monster becomes more powerful. Cool. So I do like that. They're actually focusing a little bit on the gameplay of like how it gets more progressively more powerful. So I hate the positioning of the stretch goals though. Buried nearly at the bottom. You look at this, you'd say this is about 70%, 80% down on the Kickstarter page, especially because the very bottom of the Kickstarter page is just useless stuff that Kickstarter puts down here. So nearly 80% towards the bottom of the Kickstarter, you have stretch goals, whereas you're already funded. And as I always like to say, when you launch a Kickstarter, what's your goal? Your goal is to get funded. Once you get funded, what's your goal? It's not to get funded anymore. It's to hit these stretch goals. So I would spotlight these. I put these up higher, and I would also, and I know there's a lot of graphic design work. You know, this is like the extra part. Mention this in the somewhere in the pledge area. Like, oh yeah, we've already unlocked an extra room tile, an extra quest card, an extra companion card. That seems like a banger. Ward and tactic cards, unique fire and rubble tiles. So we'll do unique illustrations for each. So that's just going to make it look fancier. Cool. Room tiles. So we're getting 2 room tiles and 2 companion tiles already, and a quest card, 2 ward and tactic cards. That's a good deal of variability. Like, that's a good deal of variability getting added to the game, and we're spotlighting a little bit of what's coming up. I get excited about this. Good stuff. But I'd make that higher. I always feel like stretch goals should go higher. Unless you haven't fought it, and then that's a different conversation. I feel like this is a really nice, accessible cost. It gives a nice range of difficulty for a variety of skill levels. I'm thrilled I got to play it. It makes me excited to get it out and play again. I'm done with the codes. Just quote it out. So, final price for me, standard or deluxe edition. So once again, if you're getting the standard edition, you're kind of getting jammed here, because that's not what the one they wanted you to take. The 91 people here, good. Rest on your laurels. Go buy that one. Good for you. But now it's up to, what's that, $76? Yeah, 76. It's not great. It's not great, but once again, this also feels the kind of game where if there was only one print run ever of this game, would you be shocked? I'd say no, you probably wouldn't be shocked. You know, especially if this one ends up having a bad rule booklet or something like that, and it ends up petering out in like the 4,000 to 6,000 popularity range on Board Game Geek, and it just doesn't catch its audience, which is most Kickstarter games. Let's not get it twisted. We see these massive reprints and the second editions and the who's and what's nots. That's the minority. The majority is the fact that a lot of times you're only going to have one print run of these games ever come out. And so when you factor that in as well, I say $81. It's not a great price, but that's also not what most people are getting. We're getting the deluxeified version, which puts you at $104. I'd say it's not great, but it's Kickstarter reasonable. It's got acrylics. I think the more stretch goals it hits, it's going to become even more quote-unquote reasonably priced. But once again, I would bump that the stretch goal section up a little bit higher. Wonder how many new first-time pledges. I saw this one advertised on Facebook. I had as well, and that's always something that I'm intrigued to check out because I see some of these games that get released, and I'm like, how in the living hell is this doing so well on Kickstarter? This just looks like the absolute... Well, it looks like 7 other games that I've seen before, but a pisser poor version of those games. Not to say this game is doing that, but I see that. I see that. Like Doomling is coming to my mind. So yeah, I'm curious as well. Let's check that one out. New backers, 40. So it's still majority of the people. But once again, I don't read too much of the new backers being low, just because think of how many projects have been on Kickstarter. Like, if you have a high number of bringing new backers in, I'd say, wow, what are you doing? Because, you know, there's millions and millions of Kickstarter users. Fulfillment, April 2024, so we're looking around a Origins-esque release a little bit, okay. Got a bunch of people here doing stuff. Mob Vanguard, manufactured by Panda Games, love that, looks good. All right. Let's check out the FAQ, the updates, the comments. FAQ, organized, nice and neat and tidy. I do love that. Cool. Looks good. Want to see this become the industry standard. I badger people enough. I poke them with the stick enough. Maybe it'll get that way. 4 comments, 20. And once again, not my idea. Totally took it from Reload from Colossal Games and Hellbringer, who did Doombringer. They had like a cool other thing. Thank you. Wow, I cannot believe the support we've gotten out of the gate on this campaign. I probably should not be surprised. I've had the great pleasure of showing the game to so many people over the last year, all of whom have been so kind and supportive. When I started this project almost 3 years ago, I thought it was all about the game, but as time went on, I realized it's even more about the people. Okay, whatever. I can't tell you for yourself, the rest of the team. We appreciate the thank you for placing your trust, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, this wrapped us up as being the second most popular active Kickstarter in the games category. Always nice. We were honestly overwhelmed by the support, Steven. And I will say, they launched at a very good time. Kickstarter is very soft right now, I guess you'd call it, in the board games. Not to diminish what they're doing in any way, shape, or form. It's just, it's a fact. If you launch on the same day with 4 other games that launch with $100,000, there's just only a certain amount of money people can spend. So they chose a very good day to squeeze this game in. It's a pleasure meeting you at Gen Con 2021. Cool stuff. So not much engagement on the updates. I would ask that people a question to get them more engaged in the next one. If you can add a bit more details to the stretch goals, it may boost backers or just put it higher. Also more. So I think what they want is we want a specific idea of what the card is, which I don't think they're ready to give. But I always love more details in stretch goals. Always a good idea. So I am not going to poo-poo what Dan Barb Riley said. The mini quest expansion looks like a great addition to the game. Any more information on how it works? Maybe in an update. There's a rules overview at the end of what's in the box section you can check out. Cool. Sorry I missed it. Thanks. Don't apologize. They should have spotlighted it. It's not on you. It's on them. They did a video dump with like 8 different videos. Like, that's one thing. I love when companies provide a little bit more clarification as to exactly what is in a video. Because it's just video dumps. It's a lot to sort through. Will there be possible to expand this to 6 players with an expansion? Great question. There's nothing in the rules stopping you from playing with 6 players. There's no changes needed to setup, rules, or anything else. Obviously, with 6 players, you're increasing downtime between turns, case stuff. So it looks like they're doing some good customer service here. It looks good. Final grade. Do I want it? Yes, I do. After the first 30 seconds of the video, where we're just theme artworking, we get into what looks like a really interesting game. Then some of the quotes kind of pushed me more into it and said it's a crunchy Euro cooperative game, which is that's a lane where there's not a lot of games. You know, that's a lane that would go over really, really well with some of my people at game nights. So I'm very excited about that. So do I want it? Yes. Can you do it? But honestly, I would mention it's 90 to 120 minutes somewhere on the marquee. You're gonna attract a whole separate group of clientele just by mentioning that. I think. Can you do it? Yeah. This is their first time project, but they got $117,000 to do a deluxe version of the game, which is just really, you know, a little box that has deluxe components and acrylics in the game itself. Everything else is a digital PDF. It's the name on the back of the box, which once again, Pandy Manufacturing is going through, so I have no issues with I have no concerns at all with Pandy Manufacturing. So can you do it? Yeah, I'll give that one. And then how much is it? I don't feel like it's a great price, but I feel like it's Kickstarter reasonable. They don't have to worry about someone being like, oh, I'll just wait to pick this one up at retail, which some companies are up against. They are not, because they're a first-time game publisher. So at the end of the day, I feel like this is a solid grade. I also gave a half-point grade bump up for something or other. I think it was the variety at the $85 pledge level. You choose which deluxe version you want, and I do. I like that idea, so I think I'm going to go overall with B+. How was that main image again? I missed that. The main image, I thought it was okay. I feel like they were trying to focus 100% on the board, and they focused a little bit too much on some of the other stuff. I think they should zoom in on one, maybe cut out something. For sure, the fun in 17 minutes, but just so you can zoom in on the board a little bit more. But mentioning it's a 1 to 5 player co-op game, I mean, I'm going to give this one a B+. Let me know in the comments below what is your final grade for Weirdwood Manor. If you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below, as I'm trying to reach 17,000 subscribers in 2023 to make it my biggest year ever. Bye-bye.